Why would I do a CD called Confessions of a Muslim Comedian? And that was the idea of bringing entertainment to Muslims, for Muslims, about Muslims, but for everybody. I got Dean in my life. Who is Dean? Would you bring me around here? You know how Muslims get you all hyped up? They're like, hey, brother, you ready to be Muslim? I said, yeah. He said, you know what that means? I said, tell me, brother. He said, you ready to give up the swine? I said, yes, sir. I'm giving up the swine. He said, are you ready to give up the alcohol? I said, yes, sir. I'm ready to give up the alcohol. He said, you ready to give up the women? I said, yes, sir. I'm ready to give up the alcohol. Hey everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The Shout Out Show. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. I'm Preach Moss, host of the S.O.S Shout Out Show. Hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Of course, this episode is Sunday Potluck with Preach. You know, we have these different shows. More Better Mondays, we have Throwback Thursdays, Friday Funnies, Saturday Spotlight, and today is Sunday Potluck. And when I say Sunday Potluck, I love it because, you know, it's based around that whole communal feeling when you had a good meal, when people brought things to the table. Somebody bought macaroni and cheese, somebody bought greens, somebody bought turkey, somebody bought candy yams. For all you Muslims, I'm sorry about this. Somebody bought ham. And people bought the food. It was soul food, but it wasn't just soul food for just digestion and nutrition. It was nurturing for the soul, meaning it was good for the spirit, meaning that it was good for conversation and beginning to understand how we build community. A lot of people don't really understand when we talk about soul food. You're talking about food that maintain spirits that were oppressed. Let me say this again. Food that maintains spirits that are oppressed. A lot of people don't understand what that means, you know, because you have fast food and things like that. And one of the things I always emphasize is this on the Potluck show. I think it's really, really interesting. If you know, we're just going to slow it down because you've been through a hectic week. Your Friday, your Saturday, you get to Sunday. Sunday, you really got to refuel. That was always the important part of Sunday dinner. So we're going to look at potluck, Sunday potluck, as an opportunity for everybody to kind of refuel before you get back in the rat race, before you get back in the game. Order business. Anybody that's coming on the show for the first time, your first time person, you are officially a part of the Shout Out Show, Shout Out Family, Shout Out Show soldiers. And I encourage people to please go ahead and put your comments in the section. And I'm going to tell you why. We are in a space where free speech is something that people infringe upon. You can have free speech as long as you're saying what people want to hear. And here on the Shout Out Show, I want to hear different opinions. I may not agree with all of them. You may not always agree with me, but that's not the point. The point is we are dedicated to having a meaningful forum. So if you're coming on the show the first time, I want you to understand the flow of it. This show is your platform when you come. I want it to be a place of peace and a respite for you. And if you're coming on the show, do us all a favor. We're trying to grow this thing just like I know it's a million other podcasts out there. You could be doing any other ones you want to. My point is, you came to this one, so do us a favor. Click that subscribe button. Click that little notification button, click the like button. If you like the show, a lot of people just say click the like button. No, if you like it, click the like button. So let me get to my shout out show soldiers that are already in the box. And if you're coming to the show, you can always get in, I think YouTube or Facebook, you can get in right away. You don't have to wait for me to encourage you. Shout out to Sister Ree, who's doing due diligence. She is lending her compassion and mercy to her aunt who is under the weather. We hope that she's doing well, Sister Ree. I think you got that message that I texted to you as well. Brother Corey sends his regards as well. Sister Sultana is our consultant producer and budding, aspiring news journalist, news magazine journalist. I'm gonna put it out here, Sister Sultana. She's gonna be doing the Saturday Spotlight in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be a great one. Now, here's the deal. I will be on the spotlight, but I'm gonna be in the audience. I'm gonna be in the comments section. I'll just be running the back because I want to see her run her show. And I've told people, you know, when you recognize folks that have talent, it's your duty to help them expand that talent, to help them get to a place, because it's not just helping them, it's helping you and the community around you. Brother Altaf Rashid, I heard they had some snow up in Toronto. Was that correct, brother? So a little snow up in Toronto, a little chilly, Brother Altaf. Man, Toronto's having a hard time, and they had to shut down with COVID. It snowed, and it's going to be no Raptors basketball this year. Got to talk to me about that one, brother. COVID is killing everything. And Sister Ike all the way out in Indonesia coming in post-Fajr. We appreciate you, Sister Ike. But let me get to my topic. If you don't mind. My topic was simple. What makes a good homeboy or homegirl? Now, people are my best friend, my BBF, my best friend forever. Before it was BBF and all that stuff, you had a term called your homeboy or your homegirl. Your homeboy or your homegirl. And it was such a universal concept, brothers and sisters, that if you're a homeboy, you can have a homegirl. And if you're a homegirl, you can have a homeboy. And it ain't have to be in a married couple or anything like that. It was just this ceremonial idea that you had each other's back. Now, if you want to know about the idea of where the word homie or homie comes from, it's not a U.S. innovation. It is not. It is the idea of the homie from Timbuktu. So this is really, really important because it talks to the idea of preserving culture, which I think is amazing. Amazing. Dahomey comes from Timbuktu. You hear the word go from Dahomey to homie. Homie is what we use in the vernacular. I don't want to say in the hood or anything like that. I'm gonna put it out here. We don't use it in hood. We use it in Black tradition of fellowship. So you can have a homegirl, you can have a homeboy. But it comes from this whole idea of survival, middle passage. And it's really important that a tradition, a term, switches itself in the midst of oppression, all these things, and it finds a positive connotation. So we got Brother Ahmed. He's talking about, what is it? These are the things that make a good homeboy or homegirl. Trust, honesty, integrity. I believe it. I believe it. And Altaf said they got 6 inches of snow in Toronto. Wear your boots. You know, what I've learned, anybody can comment on this. I have a group of really, really good friends, like my diehard homies. And out of that group, out of that circle of influence, how many of you have a circle of influence? Like these are the group of people that I go to when I need advice, when I need clarity, when I really, really need help, when I need guidance. I have a circle of influence. And in that group, you can say they are my homies, my best homies. And they had characteristics like trust, honesty, integrity. But you know what they have? They have a track record. Your homeboy or your homegirl somehow has a meaningful track record in your life. And that track record shows the level of dedication, shows the level of loyalty. And it becomes so much less about we're being friends, but there's a spiritual connection that we don't even talk about. I just started out talking about the word homie from Dahomey, from Timbuktu. that's all the way back from Africa, meaning that it's lasted all the way up to we use it in this, this just passing vernacular. But I say that homie, like the word that homie, has a track record. And it really speaks to the idea of fellowship. Fellowship in a very pressurized situation. You'll find out who your homies are, your homegirl, your homeboy, because it's always going to be a pressurized situation that demonstrates what their track record is. So I mean, it's correct. So let's back this up. Let's think about that word, that homie, from Timbuktu. It is a word that manifests middle passage. Think about middle passage. You're a slave. You have been captured. You don't even know the language of your oppressor, the religion of your oppressor. You don't even know why they're doing this. And there is someone who looks like you, and maybe they don't speak your tongue. Maybe you are opposite of warring factions, all these things. And somehow that pressure, if you will, that pressurized situations creates friendships, creates alliances, creates opportunity, and more importantly, creates legacy. The word homie is a legacy word. And if you ever see some young, that's my homie, that's my homegirl. No. You don't understand the connotation of that word, because this is the word that's lasted. And just like your homeboy or your homegirl, homeboys and homegirls last as a part of that demonstrated track record, as a part of that legacy. Like, I don't have just basic friends. Check this out. I don't have basic friends. I have friends who have a long demonstrated track record. When you get my age, you don't really make a whole lot of friends. You're not really looking to make a whole lot of friends. Your friend cachet, in some regards, has been settled. Your friends have evidenced themselves one way or other. Good, bad, happy, sad, crazy, sane, smart, dumb, sober, intoxicated. They have demonstrated who they are. And he come my homegirl right here. What's going on, mama, son? That's my mom, everybody. That's my number one homegirl right there. But think about that. My mother chimes in. We don't think about this often, but who are our real first homeboys and homegirls? But because of familiar structure, we can't say it. We have to keep their titles as mom and dad and grandma and granddad. Outside of your family circle, everybody can be a homeboy and homegirl. But your cousins and your aunts, they can't. And I believe there's a reason for that, because it talks to the preservation of family. You have to have levels. You have to have points of distinction, if you will, because that's why you have word, blood is thicker than water. But sometimes the homeboy or the homegirl blurs that thought. They blur that line between blood is thicker than water, and they become blood. They become blood. And as I think about it even more, what really defines a homeboy or a homegirl is that your interactions, your growth as a team, your experiences are transformational. The laughter is transformational. The cry, the tears are transformational. The good times, the bad times are transformational. And you can speak to them without a cost. A cost. Let me say this. There's no cost of business with a true homeboy or homegirl. That's why we love our parents so much. And we pattern ourselves after our parents. We are to our friends a homeboy and homegirl, but we've patterned ourselves after our parents. Think about that. Your pattern, your DNA for being a homeboy or homegirl is really designed by who your parents are. How your parents have positively or negatively affected how you see life and how you treat people. Now, this is not one of these things where I'm not punching down on anything. No, I'm not doing that. This is a celebration of homeboys and homegirls. Because in this time, this is one of the most devastating times for maintaining the idea of a homeboy or a homegirl because there's so many distractions. Your true homeboy or homegirl may get distracted, may get dissuaded, but they never lose the course of action of your friendship, of your fellowship, of your brotherhood or your sisterhood. They're always able to maintain a balance where they can always come back. You may have fallouts, you may have this, we had an argument, but the core understanding is that this is part of, what did we talk about? That track record. I didn't say being a homeboy or homegirl is going to be 100%, 100% happy, 100% agreeable. Some of us homeboys, we disagree on darn near everything, except the fact that we love each other. Except the fact that I may talk bad about you, you may talk bad about me, but doggone it, nobody better be talking bad about us unless it's us talking about us. Are there rules for being a homeboy and a homegirl? Let me know. Ahmed, you just said one of the rules of being one of the things, what makes a good homeboy or homegirl, trust, honesty, integrity. Are there rules? Are there rules? Are there codes? I felt for a long time, one of the codes for being a good homeboy or homegirl, homeboy or homegirl, is this one right here. That when you are in trouble, when you are disparaged, when you are vulnerable, the true homeboy or homegirl does not exploit that vulnerability. The true homeboy or homegirl protects, shields you from those actions or people who may exploit that vulnerability. Think about that. The saying is, they used to say the saying, I take a bullet for him. I take a bullet for him. Well, I don't know about bullet. I ain't gonna let no jump on you, but the bullet is a little extreme. But the bullet has metaphoric meaning. The bullet is a projectile that's released violently. And the way that it does damage, brothers and sisters, is by penetration. Only by penetration can it do damage to the organs. Only by penetration can it shred muscle. Only by penetration can it create physical chaos and distress. A friend is a shield. If you think about it, your best homeboy or homegirl is a shield. In the way that we talk about forgiveness, al-Ghafar from Quran. They say Allah is the forgiver, the best of forgivers. Your friend, your homeboy or homegirl, you'll find will be one of the best of forgivers when it comes to you. Seeing you in a situation where you're incorrect, seeing you in a situation where you may be vulnerable or compromised, the homeboy and homegirl is like, listen, let me talk to you, but in a way, let me shield you away from what could be coming because I need you to expand this way, mature this way. And it's a lost art form. I watch news, not as much as I should. And the reason I don't watch news as much as I should because I just believe there's a high level of inertia. There's just a lot of repeating and all that type of stuff. Also because I come from the entertainment field. And in the entertainment field, we deal with a lot of fakeness and phonies. But every once in a while, even in the entertainment field, you're going to have an opportunity. We're going to get a homie, a homeboy. I've been blessed to have several. But here's the interesting thing. What are the damages when you don't have that homeboy or homegirl? What are the damages when all of your interactions are not transformational, they're transactional? And the people around you understand that that's your core belief. I look at things I see on TV. When you don't have a good homeboy or homegirl, you're always going to be in fear of the fact that you're vulnerable, you're going to be exposed, or you're going to be compromised. And the thing of a good homeboy or homegirl is that they give you psychological ease. Not just psychological ease, but they give you psychological confidence. You ever notice that feeling you have when you see your homeboy, your homegirl? It's like nothing else. You might have saw them the day before. What's up? What's up? You hugging people. What's up? What's up? Like, dude, I just saw you yesterday. But it's the joy, the psychological release that with this person, this woman or this man right here, or this boy, this girl, because homegirls and homeboys start early. I have a place that's safe. And what makes a good homeboy and a good homegirl, brothers and sisters, is that they create spaces for you where you can feel safe, where you can be yourself, you know? And we don't have enough of that today. It seems like there's a quiet conspiracy against homeboys and homegirls because, and I can't blame it all on Trump or whatever, but there is that thing where the push for individuality creates competition. So the person across from you that's been your homeboy or homegirl, now you've introduced competition for like-minded wants and desires. You know, it's easy to go on Instagram, brothers. It's easy to go on Instagram and watch pictures. And be on Instagram easy for an hour, watching pictures of other people's lives. That's all you do. You just thumb up. And what I realized when I was thumbing up one time, I was like, I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these people. And a lot of my homeboys, a lot of my homegirls, they ain't on Instagram. I met them on Instagram as part of the business. It's currency, it's social media currency. But if I didn't have to do it, the truth is, I wouldn't do it. The truth is, you don't make homies like that. You know, and one of our pillars of Islam, which is the Hajj, which is the Hajj. I've heard stories of people who go to Hajj and they have Hajj partners, they have Hajj buddies, and they leave Hajj under the auspices of this beautiful spiritual pressure, this beautiful spiritual stressing, if you will. And they find lifelong friends. And the lifelong friends is built upon the fact that they had a core understanding, a core pursuit, which was to complete the Hajj, to be as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as they could be, close to God as they could be, and friendships are forged in that. In fact, people who are homies and friends before they went to Hajj come back greater friends. Because that's really one of the greatest track records you could ever have. Just service. So I don't want to get too far off the mark here today. It's potluck. You know, I like to keep it kind of light with potluck. But I also want to take time to thank some of my homeboys. Most Muslim dudes are my homeboys unless you just really foul. I have level of homeboys. I got homeboys at DC, of course, Masjid Muhammad. Homeboys at Masjid Worthing Muhammad in Houston. Homeboys at Ibrahim Islamic Center. Homeboys at Masjid Talim. I got homeboys all over the place. Homeboys were at Masjid Worthing out in Oakland. I got homeboys all over the place. And it's a religious homeboy. What is funny is you can have that religious orientation, but you also have the fact that you're in the company of like-minded dudes who like-minded dudes and like-minded women, like you say. Let me add that, like-minded women who provide, even at a very basic level, that safety. So for all of the things that are going on, Trump trying to get things, flip the election, Biden, da. If you get a chance today, call your homeboy, call your homegirl. And here's the funny part. Call them for no reason. And the funny part is when you call them, they're looking to hear from you for no reason. There's no cost of business when you're a homeboy or a homegirl. And that's what makes a good homeboy and a good homegirl. It's the lack of tangibles. It's the lack of a physical accounting. It's the lack of a meaningful attachment. Why are you with so and so? And sometimes, man, I don't know why we've been friends so long. And that's the other thing. You've been friends so long because the relationship is solid and it stands the test of time. And when something is solid and it stands the test of time, guess what? You don't pay attention to time. You know why? Because it's timeless. So, brothers and sisters, this is it for today. I got to go back to class. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Altaf came in. He said, Homeboy got to be able to tell you when you're wrong. Go back to the honest. Yeah, yeah. If my homeboy doesn't tell me I'm foul when I'm foul, then you're doing a disservice to our relationship. Altaf, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. I had a brother who came up and said, man, he was my homeboy. He bought this suit. Now the suit, he said, guess who the suit is made by? And I said, laughter. I said, that suit is made by laughter, because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I never seen colors abused like that in a piece of clothing. And while he was hurt and he was angry, at least he was like, all right. I said, listen, you asked me, I told you. I said, just wear it out in the street. Because he came back and he said, yep, they said the same thing. I said, well, at least you heard it from your friend first. Somebody that loves you. So, brothers and sisters, this has actually been a pretty cool thing. I think it went by kind of quickly, believe it or not. We're at 26 minutes and went by. You know why? Because all of y'all in my chat box, y'all are my homeboys and my homegirls. How about that? So listen, everybody, I gotta bounce. You know, school is calling on Sundays. But I just want to say, if I haven't said it before, I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man. This is definitely a blessing to be able to come on here and connect with folks, especially during this time with COVID. My last plea is take care of yourselves, check on your loved ones, check on the elderly, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Preacher Moss. This is the Shout Out Show.
Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your shout out show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next shout out show. Simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarifa Tar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifatar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.